Well, this is the basic setup I have for my a lot of my Beat Diabetes videos. And this, of course, is a backdrop. It's actually, I had it custom made. It's kind of a blanket-like material, but it softens the audio and you don't get as much reverb, and it looks like a kitchen. I've got two mics here, you noticed. Normally the shot would be much tighter zoomed on me. You wouldn't see this at all in the shot. But I widened it so that you can see that this is one way that I will record, especially if I'm doing a food video where I got all kinds of food products and I'm moving things around and I don't want this in my way. And so I'll just depend on this. But normally if I'm just giving a little lecture, a little talk, I'll depend on this mic here. This is probably the best sound, but this is not bad at all. It's actually almost as good. So this is a Shure SM57. This one, I can't even remember what it is. I think it's called a Little Gem. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a Little Gem microphone. I don't know if they even make those anymore. I bought this quite a few years ago. The other day I did a video and I thought I was recording out of this one, but I had a little mix-up and it was actually recording out of this one. It has to do with my mixer and which sound source is turned on. So I had this actually moved out of the way where you couldn't see it, and thinking I was recording out of this one, but guess what? I had made a mistake and I was actually recording out of this one, which was quite a distance from my mouth. So the audio turned out terrible. It was too low, and that you can fix. You can make it louder and increase the gain, but boy, it sounded terrible. Let's play a little clip of that terrible, bad, nasty audio. Welcome to Beat Diabetes. I'm Dennis Pollock, and we're going to talk some more about keto breads that you can make in your microwave. I did that last Friday, and here we are. Another week has passed. It was a bit of a complicated video, and it involved quite a bit of stuff and quite a bit of time. It was getting toward the evening. I was tired, and I did not want to do the whole thing over again. But the audio was totally unacceptable. And then I had a brainstorm, and I tried something using that terrible video, that terrible audio, and here's what it ended up sounding like. Welcome to Beat Diabetes. I'm Dennis Pollock, and we're going to talk some more about keto breads that you can make in your microwave. I did that last Friday, and here we are. Another week has passed. Okay, so what's the difference? What is the difference between the good and the bad? Well, the difference was I took that bad audio and I uploaded it to Adobe's Audio Enhancer website. Now, I happen to use an Adobe product, so I could do that. If you don't have any Adobe products, you can't do it. And but it cleaned it up. I mean, within about 1 minute, less than a minute, I'd say, the audio got cleaned up and sounded like the good audio you heard. So that is one way to fix bad audio. Everybody that does a lot of video recording and does a lot of content creation is going to have those times where one reason or another, sometimes it's your fault, sometimes it's not. The audio just sounds terrible. And of course, if you're wearing headphones, then you can usually tell pretty quickly and easily, and hey, this audio is lousy, I got to do something. But I don't wear headphones. It would look goofy for me to wear headphones all the time. So there are times I get some surprises. Now, there have been some times where there's no good explanation. Just probably the cable wasn't plugged in all the way or was starting to fail. Not often, but once in a while, I'll just have bad audio for no reasonable explanation. There are audio enhancers. Adobe's got an excellent one. There are some others that can fix things. But another simpler, easier, and maybe cheaper way to make sure you have good audio and you don't spend 15, 20, 25 minutes on a video and then you find out when you're on your computer that the audio is trash. Another way to do it is to do a double recording. So, for example, if I'm recording out of this mic, notice I've got this on too, and lately I've been doing that. Really, ever since I had that problem, I started double recording so that one recording is going to go straight to the camera, the other is going to go onto a recording device. And that means if one of them fails, the other one is still going to work. And this particular, this is the Wireless Go, this particular wireless mic. it's old, and it still works great. And it was over, I think, around $100 when I bought it. But they're making them cheaper and cheaper. And so there's all kinds of brands of wireless mics that you can use as a backup. Now, wireless mics, lavalier mics, are not normally going to sound nearly as good as something like this. So this would be my preferred audio, and 99 times out of 100 or so, maybe 98 times out of 100, this will get the job done. There'll be no problem. But if I need to, it's comfortable to know, it's secure for me to know that I've still got another version of the audio, and so I don't always have to depend on uploading it to Adobe Audio Enhancer. So just be careful with your audio and try to do it 2 different ways if you can, and it may save you a lot of hassle and a lot of grief and a lot of struggle from trying to fix bad audio or just have to do the whole thing over.